Hello, welcome to AT Math. Today, 1-7, simplifying expressions. Now the first thing we're going to do for simplifying expressions, we're going to talk about commutative and associative property. Not exactly my favorite subjects, however, we're going to just knock them out, show you what they are, so it's good for you to know. A commutative property means you can swap the numbers in an addition and a multiplication problem. Understand what I mean. It means either all multiplication or all addition. And with an all multiplication or all addition, you can flip them, let's say from 5 to 4 to 4 to 5, or 6 to 9 to 9 to 6. Notice how either way they come up with the same answer. The associative property is about the same thing. Now yes, inside the parentheses you're supposed to do that first. That's true. But if they're all multiplication or all addition, they really don't even make a difference. You can flip them either way. So you can go 5 times 6 then 4, or 6 times 4 then 5, whichever way you like better, provided they're all the same sign. Same with addition. You can flip them around however you want. 5 plus 6 plus 4, or 6 plus 4 then 5. Now why do we do this? Well, if you see this, 8 plus 9 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 4, that's a lot of numbers to add up. A trick I use, and one I highly suggest for you, is to try to go ahead and make matches of 10. Like 8 and 2 makes 10, 9 and 1 makes 10, 6 and 4 make 10. So right away I have 3 10s sitting here. Then I just have a 3 and a 5 sitting by themselves. Well, 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30, and 3 and 5 make 8, so that's 38. Here, 8 times 4 times 5, it really doesn't matter what order I put them in. I could take 8 times 4, which makes a 32, but then 32 times 5 is kind of difficult. However, if I take 8 times 5, which is 40, 40 times 4, well, 4 times 4 is 16, so I add a 0 to make 160. Distributive property. Now, if you have a number on the outside, what that means is that both the numbers on the inside will be multiplied by whatever is on the outside. So in this case, 5 parentheses 4 plus 7 means 5 times 4 and 5 times 7. So they basically split apart. So you have 5 times 4, 5 times 7. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 7 is 35, combining to 55. Now why not just add 7 and 4 first? Well, 4 and 7 make 11, and 5 times 55 does equal 55, so it's the right answer either way. But when you have a variable, I can't take x plus 7 and get a value, so I have to take them separately. I have to take 5 times x and 5 times 7. 5x plus 35. You go ahead and try these three. Yes, for the first one you can combine the inside first if you wish, although you don't have to. These two you have to multiply separately. Go ahead and pause. Let's see what you get. Okay, let's check. For this here I got 8 times 8, which is 64, 8 times 7, which is 56. Combine the two, I get 120. Or if you took 8 plus 7 made 15, 15 times 8 is also 120. Here you have 5 times x, which makes 5x, 5 times 7, which is 35, leaving just 5x plus 35. 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times y is 5y. The only difference here is I put the number with the, the one with the y in front. You want a variable in front if you can. Another reason, if you have a 3 here and 17, 3 times 17 might be difficult for some of you. How about this? Take 17 and split into a 10 and a 7. 3 times 10 is 30, 3 times 7 is 50. I almost gave it away. 3 times 10 is 30, 3 times 7 is 21. So if you have 30 and 21, a lot of you can add that in your head and say, okay, well that's 51. And that's why you do that. Take a look here. 7 times 19. In this case here, 19 is just 1 away from 20, so instead of 19, I'll put 20 minus 1. 7 times 20, well, 7 times 2 is 14, plus a 0 makes 140. 7 times 1 is 7, so 140 minus 7, you're like, okay, 140 minus 7, I'm getting 133. Just a way of doing it in your head, where 7 times 19 might be difficult. Now we need to combine like terms. First, what is a term? Terms are separated by the symbols plus and minus. Take this expression, 2x squared plus 4x plus 7. All these are separate terms. 2x squared is a term, 4x is a term, 7 is a term. Well, what is a term? A term is a simple value. In other words, 2x squared means some sort of value. How much? Well, that depends on what x is. How much is 4x? Well, again, depends on what x is, but it's a value. How much is 7? Oh, that's 7. Okay, so there's 3 separate terms here, 3 separate values. Like terms, terms with the same variables. Here, however, you have 5x and 4x. Because they both have a single x variable, these two can be combined. So 5x plus 4x will make 9x plus 7. Another example, 2x squared plus 4x plus 7x plus 5x squared. 2x squared plus 5x squared makes 7x squared. 4x plus 7x makes 11x. These two stay separate because one of them has an x squared, the other has simply an x. X squared and x are not the same variable because one is an x and one is an x times another x, so they're completely different. Another here, 4x squared minus 9x plus 2x minus 12x squared. I can combine the 4x squared. Remember, if you have a negative or a minus, that includes it, so this minus becomes negative because really it means the same thing. So minus 12x squared and 4x squared combined makes negative 8x squared. And then negative 9x and positive 2x makes negative 7x. Now you go ahead and try it this time. Let's see how you did. 2x squared plus 8x squared. That makes 10x squared. 4x plus 7x minus 2x will make 9x. They cannot combine because they're not the same term. And if you have this one here, 12x squared plus 12x squared will combine because they're both x squared to make 24x squared. I have 17x by itself, and 21y minus 6y is 15y. You try. Same idea. 7a plus 11a plus 32a makes 50a. 2y squared minus 4y squared makes negative 2y squared, y negative because the minus is included. Now the question becomes, which comes first, the a or the y? Or is it the y squared or the, look. If it's a value, if it was a and a squared would have to go in front. Because they're both different variables, I just go from a to z. The closer to a it is, I put it up front. I'm not going to mark you wrong if you had negative 2y squared plus 50a. Either one's acceptable at this time. For ease, I usually go a, b, c, d in that order. But if it's a higher exponent, that has to go in front. Coefficients, number in front of the variables. 7x squared, 2a squared. The number in front here is a 7, so 7's the coefficient. 2's in front, 2's the coefficient. Note, when you do not have the same term, you cannot combine, so 2x squared and 4x cannot combine again because they're not the same term. It's neither 6x or 6x squared. Just like if I said there was 2 boys and 4 girls, I couldn't say, hey, you 6 boys or hey, you 6 girls, because clearly that wouldn't be correct. When you see this, 3x plus x, just think of it as 3x plus 1x. So an x by itself has a 1 in front. Any variable by itself has a 1 in front. Why? If I say, I have an apple. Well, how many apples? It's 1 apple, obviously. So that's how you know. A singular of something means 1. So 3x plus x equals 4x. Same with negative numbers. Negative 3x minus x means minus 1x. So negative 3x minus 1x is negative 4x. Now we can distribute, then combine. 5 times 3x and 5 times 7 have to come first. 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times 7 is 35. Then I can combine the like terms, which is the non-x, 35 and 25, to make 60. And that's it. You try it this time. 2 times 6a plus 3 plus 5, and a separate problem. 8 times 3s plus 12, and then plus 12s minus 4. Well, 2 times 6a is 12a, 2 times 3 is 6. The plus 5 comes down for now. Then I'll combine like terms, which is 6 and 5, which make 11. 12a plus 11. Over here, 8 times 3s is 24s. 8 times 12 is 96. Plus 12s minus 4. So 24s plus 12s makes 36s. 96 minus 4 is 92. Try a harder one, because you are AT after all. Let's slide these down some. Alright, take a look at these. Go ahead and try to solve this one here and this one here. Go ahead and pause. Let's see how you did. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12z. Negative 4 times 3z is also negative 12z plus 2. No, you put down 2. And negative 24z plus 2 is your answer. Here, 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Smiley face. I don't care if it's smiley face. Any variable is fine. And 9 times 8 is 72. Plus 2 smiley face. So 27 smiley face plus 2 smiley face makes 29 smiley face plus 72. That is it. We are done. Thank you. Until next time.